Okay, no problem.
So, we can do this. Good morning and welcome back to Art and Culture Monday. Yes, we are having a conversation. Sorry, pale kwa mitambo. But yes, let us do this one more time because it is important. I am in studio with Grace Destiny and we are discussing what is happening with parents and especially their teenage children. What is just happening? Karibu sana, Grace.
Asante sana.
Karibu tena.
Thank you.
You are worth all the time. So, karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
The question that I had just asked me,
Yes.
what is happening? Like, what has changed hii time ya corona? Is it that parents hawajazoea kukaa na watoto?
Yes, as I said,
yeah.
Most parents don't spend time with their kids.
Yes.
Wengine wanaacha watoto wao, mtoto akienda shule mnaachana na anaenda kwa mikono ya mwalimu.
Yes.
Mnaanza hapo.
Yeah.
Wengine, we leave our children at the age of 3 months.
Yes.
When we go back to work and then the house help takes over.
Yeah.
Na kuanzia hapo, mtoto ni wa house help. Some parents don't even spend any moment with their kids.
Yeah.
Unakutata weekend, sa ile hayuko job, she's into other things.
Yeah.
That is about mothers. When you come to fathers, some
Even
of the
worse.
fathers are never even there.
Yeah.
So it happens that these kids are strangers na inakuwa ngumu kukaa pamoja kwa nyumba.
Yes.
These kids are uncomfortable around you because hamjazoeana and the parents are also uncomfortable. Remember, this is not something we prepared for.
Yes.
Nobody was prepared for this, and that's what people are forgetting. When it's about you parents, talk to your child as if you understand she's not the cause of COVID.
Exactly.
19.
I had some parents complain that watoto wanakula sana. Like,
Oh
okay.
my God. Yeah.
Like, how is your kid? Like, I felt...
How can
like,
your child eat a lot?
Exactly.
What are they supposed to
Like, it's not
eat?
like they went for COVID from wherever it came from.
Yes.
Brought it to the house.
Actually, this has brought a lot of problems. Now, sorry to say this, but by the time we are maybe in January, as the schools reopen,
Yes.
we will have very small number going back to school.
Yes.
Watoto wataporotea nyumbani. Kids will literally run from home.
Yeah.
Like disappear because they can't stand the pressure. So this is the high time. Parents, I understand, you're also undergoing the same pressure because some of them plan for the budget of the year, knowing that 3 months, 9 months
Yes.
of the year, the kids are in school.
kids are in
So at a food, unanunua kulingana. So right now you feel pressed.
Yeah.
Remember that is your child. Huyu mtoto si wa shule, si wa serikali.
Exactly.
Serikali haiwezi ingilia kati.
Yeah.
That is your child and you got to brace up for this.
Yes.
So what I would advise is that let us be lenient to one another. Children, teenagers, understand your parents. Try to understand your parents.
Yes.
It's hard. In this case, it is actually parents who should try to come up with a way or mechanism of coping
Yes.
with living together with your children at home. Especially don't harass them. Don't think this is the time you're going to impose all the discipline you have never imposed earlier.
Exactly.
Over the holidays wanafikanga ukimewasukuma ushago,
Yeah.
twende nyumbani kwa shosh au kwa grandmother.
Yeah.
If this is what you have been doing, this is not the high time unataka kumwaga kila kitu. You will lose that child.
Yeah.
We have to be careful and lenient. Yes.
So how do parents, because I have a personal experience. I went to boarding school nikiwa class 6. So right after I cleared form 4, it was so hard for me. And trust me, I have a good mom. Like ukasema in the list of good moms,
Yes.
my mom is really good.
Yeah.
But after I cleared form 4, 3 months to staying home, I was feeling crazy. I need to go away because I see my mom for a month.
Yes.
Na hiyo story inaisha.
Yes, hujazoea hii pressure ya mko pamoja.
Exactly.
Do this, do that.
Yeah.
It's really hectic.
So how exactly do parents, number one, here to spend time? Because some parents are working from home, so they are there 24/7.
Yes.
But nataka tuongee kuhusu teens.
Yes.
How exactly do parents make sure we're on the same page with their teens?
One thing, teenagers are not children.
Yeah.
Neither are they grown-ups.
Exactly.
I usually say this is the very critical age where a child is confused whether he or she is a grown-up or a child.
Yes.
Because in the morning when you wake up and you have siblings, your parents are leaving to go to work, you are left with all the responsibilities.
Yes.
Make sure the kids eat, they don't play from outside the gate, they put on the mask when they are leaving the gate, they should sanitize, and you're told everything that you're supposed to do to your siblings. Halafu, because you're not a child.
Yes.
Because you're not a child, you are responsible.
Yes.
Then it comes to evening. Some friends had visited. You're supposed to escort them. Unaambiwa usipite kwa gate, wewe ni mtoto. So you actually don't know what you are.
Yes,
Teenagers,
way,
I feel you.
Is it unfair that parents play that card?
No.
You know, when...
The issue here is you also as a teenager, you are confused.
Yes.
At some point, you want to be treated as a child.
Yes.
At some point, you want to be treated as a grown-up.
Exactly.
So
When
we
I
are all
need money,
confused
I'm a
in
kid.
this. Yes. Yeah. We all are confused in this.
Yeah.
It is called the age of confusion. So the solution is adjusting.
Yeah.
As a parent, you cannot continue treating your teenager as a child.
Yes.
You have to start understanding that this is also a growing person. You have to be the shoulder this child can lean on. Remember, the changes that are happening in the life of this child are too much. So if you become one of the changes that is happening, you become an added problem to the child.
Exactly.
So what you need to do is to be very sober when dealing with this teenager. Some of them, they cry from nowhere.
Yeah.
They laugh from nowhere. They have like sugar rush every time. Sometimes they have some mood swings. You have to be there to understand. After all, you are once a teenager. I understand that some of us, when we were growing up, we don't actually remember when we were teenagers and how it felt.
Yes.
I don't know whether someone can feel me, parents. I don't remember how it felt because we just grew and the rules were too tight.
Yes.
You didn't have room to negotiate that you are growing, you should be excused. But in this generation, as parents, we have to understand that these kids are growing tremendously fast.
Yes.
And we have to be there to help them, to help give them a soft landing.
Yes.
So as these teenagers are at home irregularly, because this is not the regular time that you always have them.
Yes.
They are used to having their friends. They are used to having time with their friends in school.
Yes.
The first thing that I would request parents, make sure that your child has a social life.
Okay. That does not sound like...
It actually sounds like I am crazy.
Yes.
But I want you to understand something. All of a sudden, your child has friends in school for 3 months.
Yes.
All of a sudden, there is no school. And this is a daughter or a son who is an only child at home. Then you leave them with the cartoon, TV, a limited access to the television, a heap of books with no teacher to guide.
Yes.
Or if there's a teacher on Zoom, it's for some short time. Then they are given assignments and they're supposed to guide themselves. Remember, there's always a bell to ring. There's always a program and a timetable.
Exactly.
There are always teachers around. How do you expect this child to conduct themselves and you are at work? Harassing these kids is not just giving them household a lot of work to do, but torturing them psychologically.
True.
These kids need a break. And the break I mean here is that they need to have a social life. They need to feel comfortable. Find out what your child likes. If your child likes watching football, let them have time to watch football.
Yes.
If they like watching a movie, let them have time to watch a movie. The only thing you're going to do is regulate, because you can't also let them have the gadgets throughout.
Exactly.
Another thing, introduce new things. Let this change also come with some positive changes.
Yes.
If it's a girl, let her understand how to do household chores.
Yes.
Like, let her just be a woman at this moment. Try to train her in the things that will make her a better woman in the future.
Yes.
And so is a man. Men, please, men, fathers, I beg you.
Exactly.
I am trying to plead with you. Please have time for your boys. Have time for your sons. Let us raise a generation. Let this COVID come with a new generation.
Exactly.
I would say that again.
Yeah.
Let this COVID not only come with a change in economic status of the country and financial status of individuals, but let it also bring a new culture. Like these 6 months or a whole year, because it's from March, can we create a generation that is more responsible than the one that has been there? Can we create a generation? Because we have always used the schools to say, we don't have time to teach our children. We don't have time to impose manners into our children. Can we use this COVID time? First of all, they are at home. Secondly, we have a curfew that takes us home early.
So
everyone is at home by 9.
Has time.
Yes.
Exactly.
Can you do 9 to 10, 11? Please teach your children spiritual values.
Yes.
Not this time there's not going to church.
Exactly.
And the church is limited as per se. We have online services, of course, but you can raise a family altar where you teach your children how to pray, teach them the ways of God, help them understand God more. Let us make better people. Could it be that this COVID has come so that we can be more family oriented?
Exactly.
I would beg parents, don't harass your teenagers, but don't also be too
lenient with them.
Because
fanya kenye unataka.
yes, I have several cases, not even with teenagers, but even smaller kids that are less than teenage.
Yes.
10 years below 11, that kind of age, where they are doing very nasty things because of these gadgets. Regulate how your child uses a gadget. I didn't say uitoe hapo. Sijasema asitumie.
Yeah.
I've only said regulate, because you have to be sure of the content that your child is accessing
Exactly.
on the internet. We are going to spoil this generation by introducing them to sex before they're even of age.
Yeah.
Some kids are going through their parents' phones. Some of them have been bought for phones. Some have smart TVs where you can access the YouTube in the house.
Yes.
And they just lock the door.
And
they Google everything.
that comes there.
You can imagine a 10-year-old, 8-year-old, 11, 12-year-old child
Yeah.
watching pornography
in the house.
Because there's access to internet.
Yes.
God has blessed us. We are in a better technological world, but that doesn't mean we must lose our morals because of that. So how do we go about this? We can't switch off our TVs. We cannot go back to the nation, to the old days, where we didn't even have gadgets.
Not have them buy phones.
No, we
because
have.
We'll get a friend's phone.
Thank you. Now you're speaking.
Yes.
I like your wisdom, girl.
Thank you. True.
I think the next time I should be here interviewing, and you'll be, because you're talking sense. You're saying as it is. I'll deny my child has a phone today, but her friend has a phone, so automatically they can access the phone.
Exactly.
What are you going to do? Empower them emotionally.
Yes.
And how is that going to happen?
Uh-huh.
Look for people like Grace Destiny.
Yes.
Counselors, life coaches.
Yes.
This is the high time you utilize our gifts, because we can have a few girls, a few boys, a few teenagers in a room with the sanitizing and social distancing, and we can talk. It is the high time we scheduled this as an important thing in their lives.
Yes.
Let us talk about these things. We cannot shy off from talking about sex, because even standard 1 kids that are less than 10 years, they understand sex to the extent of even going to the extent of doing nasty things.
Of trying
yes,
Exactly.
they're experimenting, and not only boy to girl.
Yeah.
You will find girls to girls, huh?
Exactly.
Experimenting these things, boys to boys. It's a nasty world. I want you to understand, parent, that this is not when we were growing up.
Yes.
We have to be careful.
Exactly.
Now, being hard on your child will not make them not do those things. What it will happen is that they will do them and hide a lot.
Exactly.
A lot of privacy will be there.
And they become very good liars.
Very good liars, very good hypocrites.
Yes.
You can never tell from the face. They look very innocent, but the things they do behind the door, you will not believe it.
Exactly.
So what are you going to do, parents? Be your child's friend.
Exactly.
Hey, befriend your child. Let this child tell you everything they know. And when they tell you, mommy or daddy, this is what was happening to me, don't say, what was it? No. When you scream, they back off. They won't continue talking. You should be like, wow, yes.
Exactly.
So what else happened?
Yeah.
And then what happened? Then you can now start from there. If you can't talk to your child, don't start.
Set the right course for
Yes,
your
look for
kids.
the right person. We are all over. You can have an elder girl, an older girl like this one, talking to your teenage girls. She has been through issues that she can help your teenage girl.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be just a life coach or a counselor. True. Some of us, some may think we are very expensive to handle.
Or far away.
Yes,
but
the college kids, the college girls and boys are at home. Use them to help your children.
Exactly.
It is the high time we got our kids to have mentors.
Yes.
We may never be able to mentor our children. Some of them will fear us or not just look at us like, awe mom na awe, you daddy ani aje. Naizaje kwambia niko na boyfriend.
Yeah.
That is understandable. But they can be able to open up to an older woman or girl or boy who they feel like they would like to be like this when they grow up.
Exactly.
You know, there's that girl who looks like she's so nice in the community around there, and your children can look up to that girl. Use those people around you to help your children overcome
kids are
this.
very easily inspired.
Oh,
by
yes.
them. You just get the circle of the people that inspire.
That is
then
the point.
Get someone and they will listen.
Exactly. And also something I would like to say, when you find your child with some behavior, don't think she is evil or he's evil.
Yes.
That child is just trying to explore the world.
Yes.
So give her the right direction. Condemning that child, beating the child up, telling them that they are doing the wrong thing is okay. But don't leave it at that point.
Exactly.
Let them understand that they are not condemned. When you condemn me for doing the wrong thing, I find myself doing it even more. Because I'll be like, after all, I've been condemned.
And hiding it away.
Yes, so that these kids know that they are innocent, that you believe in them. The first thing that I would like to tell parents, what to do with your teenagers.
Yes.
Make sure your teenage child understands that you trust them. Trust is very important for a teenager.
Yes.
When a teenager knows that you don't trust them, they become crooked.
Yes.
They just do anything they feel like, because after all, my parents don't understand me.
Yes, and they don't trust me
Yes. Another thing, another controversy that is, I have so much to say about teenagers. Another thing that is there is that teenagers look like they don't need a parent.
Yes.
They look like they are so withdrawn, like they don't really care. But in that cocoon of confusion,
Yes.
not understanding what they are feeling, the boobs are coming out, the periods are flowing, I have some pimples on my face,
Exactly.
my voice is breaking, I have some hairs growing, I don't know where.
Yeah.
In the middle of all that confusion, one thing happens. They want someone.
Yes.
They want someone that can tell them it's okay. But now as a parent, because I'm mothers will be the ones to come and tell you, sasa juu unamea matiti unaona tumetoshana. Oh my God.
That statement.
The girl feels like, oh, I have made a mistake of growing boobs.
Exactly.
And when they remember they never went looking for these boobs anywhere, they are wondering, where did I go wrong? So when your child or your teenage person withdraws, reach out with love.
Yes.
Even when they are doing the wrong things, reach out with love.
Exactly.
Love conquers everything. I have come to
you.
realize that love is more important
Yeah.
than condemnation and punishment.
Thank you.
Bring your child close with love. After all, you are the first person that they ever knew when they were born.
Yes.
How do you expect other people to replace you unless you allow them to replace you?
Exactly.
Because these kids are looking for two things: trust and love.
And love.
So if you love them, they will be close to you.
Yes.
They'll open up, even if not completely.
Yeah.
And don't push information. Don't pull out information
of
from them. Let it flow with
you.
time.
Now, there is a matter that I can't let you go without us speaking about. Teenage pregnancies. And especially, I think we have talked to the girl child a bit, but what
Yes.
is happening to this boy child who is making a 13-year-old pregnant? Like, teenagers amongst themselves.
Yes.
What are we
A
going
teenage
to
mother
do
and a
about-
teenage father.
Exactly.
The biggest problem we have here in Africa is that we believe that sexuality is something that should be talked to
Yeah.
girl child,
Yes.
but not the boy child. So somehow men are excused. You even find a grown man or woman
Yes.
saying that huyo ni kijana, huyo ni mwanaume. It doesn't matter whether he's having sex around or not.
Exactly.
And we forget that there's a time I came here and I talked about sexuality, and I said sex is not just a physical act where you have two organs come together and pleasure is there and that is it. It is a psychological. It affects the soul of the person who is doing this act, especially when it is done outside the right context.
Yes.
For example, this is a teenage boy who is 13 years or 14, and he just goes having pleasure with girls.
Yes.
Unfortunately, a girl gets pregnant. This boy is automatically a father.
Yes.
He feels so proud that he's a father, but he doesn't understand the responsibilities.
Of
So there are three
fatherhood.
people. Yes, 3 people are affected here.
Yes.
You as a father,
Yes.
because you not carry your responsibilities, and definitely nature will hit back.
Exactly.
This kid must eat and drink.
Yes.
If it doesn't come on you, it goes directly to your parents.
The parents of the girl child.
Yes,
Or
or
even
even
the
the boy
boy.
child. Then these
Exactly.
parents will be on you. You have no peace. That is what you don't understand.
Yes.
Number 2, you have made a mark that is permanent. It
In
will
this
never
world.
be deleted.
Exactly.
In this world, one day you will grow up and you'll understand the actions that you did were not right, but you will not have to erase the past because it is too conspicuous
Yes.
to be ignored.
Exactly.
So what do? We must talk to the boy child about sexuality as we talk to the girl child about sexuality.
Yes.
Going deeper, you want to understand that we are not only dealing with the regular or normal sexual relationships
Yes.
between men and women,
Yes.
but we're also talking about homosexuality here,
Exactly.
where your son will be sodomized in the name of love.
Yes.
So if we don't talk about it now, what kind of a men are we going to raise? Men who are women already?
Exactly.
Men who cannot just, I talk it plainly here.
Yes.
Because I don't believe that any man should be anyone's wife.
Yes.
So if
Let's
you can't
start
talk to your
from
boy
there.
child about this,
Yes.
if they don't understand, they'll find themselves doing it.
Exactly.
And that is it. That's how we lose a generation.
And then finally, girls fear pregnancy, so girls are looking for other girls. This is
Girls
what
are
is
looking for
happening.
other girls,
Yes.
and emotions are being distorted.
Yes.
There's a lot of twisting of emotions, and we have a very poor generation we are raising. Parents, I want you to understand this. There's a lot of confusion in this generation. I have had cases that I cannot even be able to mention here because of time.
Yeah.
But I want you to know that homosexuality is real in Kenya amongst the young people.
Yes.
Don't be allied to, don't get it twisted. It is there. We have to face it and deal with it accordingly.
Yes.
We have to have future husbands and wives.
Yes.
We have to have future families and good, great families.
Yes.
So we've got to fight something that is here to distort the order of God.
Exactly.
And one thing I want you to understand is that you can never separate your child from other children.
Yes. That is
Whether you
true.
try it or not, it won't work. Whether in school or at home, your child must be a social being, just like you are a social being.
Yeah.
How do you deal with, I'm sure even in your place of work, there are people who have bad morals, I mean bad behavior,
Yes.
and you are able to cope with them. You don't always do what they do.
Yes.
What helps you? It is the inner law that is in your heart.
Yes.
It is what you were taught when you were a child. It is what you have grown knowing it is right and it is wrong. So you are able to measure up to a standard of a kind of a life whereby whether the other people are doing the wrong things, you are able to do the right thing.
do the
So
right
can we help our children understand what is right and what is wrong?
Yes.
And most of us parents, we don't even know how to teach our children. We know how to scold them, to
Yes.
scream at them, and they don't even understand where they went wrong. We are
Yes.
just making noise. Can we sit and be able to converse with our children with a lot of love
Yes.
and with a lot of peace?
Especially now that we have time.
We have time
So
right
I
now.
think that
Whether you are working or not, at least by 9 p.m. you are in the house.
Exactly.
Can you use 9 to 10? That
so
is after the news.
yes, the takeaway we have from this is love from parents.
And love.
Trust your teenagers,
Yes.
especially. Trust them.
And remember, they are a reflection of you. When
Yes.
that child messes up, the whole world doesn't even blame the child. They look at
Exactly.
you and they are like, what kind of a parent are you? So use all the mechanisms you can. If
Yes.
you can pay money for us to talk to your children,
Yes.
go ahead and do it. Nowadays, I'm doing, especially on phone, counseling to
Yes.
teenagers. And I'm glad for those parents who are able to reach out to us.
That is what I want you to tell them as we close, how they can actually reach you or any other people. You know, you have told me you're
I'll
doing
talk to
on phone
any person.
counseling.
Yes.
Yes, please talk
Online,
to parents at
Zoom,
home.
WhatsApp, everything,
Yes.
even to some people who are abroad. Because with COVID, so many things have gone down. We
Yes.
cannot do meetings. I wish we had a chance to do seminars and conferences. This would have been the best time. And I believe there's something that can be done. We can have halls that can be sanitized and fumigated, and we sit and talk to our children.
Yes,
But meanwhile, we can use what we can.
exactly.
Calling and talking on phone can work.
Yes.
We do sessions with your children, because if you leave it like that, you will regret. We are going to
Exactly.
cry tears that we would have avoided
Yeah.
long time ago.
Finally, I think we have talked to parents on how
Yes.
to execute trust and love. Talk to the teenagers, please, as we close. Yes.
My dear teenagers, when I talk to the teenagers, even my voice goes down.
Yeah.
I feel for these kids. They are so blank. They have learned a lot from their peers. Remember, their parents that are bad parents. I'll talk about it this way. There are parents who are even drug addicts,
Yes.
and they have these kids. So the kids don't even know whether it's wrong to do drugs or not.
Yes.
And you're there, your children are studying in the same schools with these kids.
Yes.
They're interacting in all walks of life. My dear teenagers, I would like you to understand something. This is your life. It is about your life. Don't enjoy the moment of staying at home and not going to school. Remember, it is by going to school that you study and get to mold your future. Tell yourself to sit down and read. Remember, time is not your next birthday will still happen.
Yeah.
If you are turning 16, you'll still turn 16.
Yes.
If you are turning 18, you'll still turn 18. And I'll assure you that after 18, you are on your own. You get out of your parents' house, go look for a job or do whatever you have to do. Even if you're in college, you are on your own. I want you to use this moment to cultivate some morals and standards in your life.
Yes.
It is not time for you to feel like I don't have to go to the bathroom to take a shower. Like, honestly, I don't have to shower. I am at home. It's
Exactly.
not about going anywhere. It's about good grooming and looking nice, because that is what you should.
Exactly.
When you talk about going out and hanging around with friends and going to social places when you can, like go meet your friends, remember, you have to train yourself to be a responsible woman or man.
Yeah.
So this is not something that your parent must scream into your ears. Just understand this is your life. If you can't take care of yourself, your future is at stake. This moment is for you to build your future.
Exactly.
Sit down and read something. Make sure you study. Remember, it's your education. Your parents are already working. They already have their careers, and they are doing well with their lives.
Yeah.
And they are growing old, but you're growing up.
Thank
so
you.
remember, you have a lot of responsibilities ahead of you.
Exactly.
Don't always hide when your parents are not there. You watch the TV when you know they're just about to come. That's when you're washing the dishes. My friend, shame on you. You are not growing up. You are growing stupid.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Finally, how can they reach you? Contact info, and then we are done.
I don't know, even the teenagers have their phones.
Yes.
So take this call from
Yes.
me. This number, 0724 537 530. Don't start calling right now, because I won't pick.
Yes.
If you call and don't pick, write a text message. Go to WhatsApp and text me. Messenger, it is Grace Destiny Life Skills. Send me a message. Parents, if you can, we can bring our children together 5 to 10 and sit for a session of 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Let us talk. I am accessible, and you can call me. If you can't meet physically because of maybe the location I am, we may not be able to meet physically, we can use our phones. Let us do everything we can to talk to our children. Let us impact some knowledge about life, and that is what we call life skills.
Exactly.
Because academics are at hold, let's do life skills.
Let's do
because
some
we are
life
still
skills.
some there.
Thank
This is
you.
something we can do.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
I hope that you have learned a lot, because I have learned a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving it to the teenagers that this is their life. If you get pregnant, please, you're the mother of that baby.
Yes.
Your mom, your dad will be grandparents. They will not be mothers to that baby. So live your life responsibly. Parents, love and trust your teenagers. Bring them close. Let them be friends. I hope that you have taken away a lot. Grace Destiny is open. Her number is open. Her online platforms are open. Kindly talk to her. When I come back, when I take a short break, Jicho Pevi is going to be giving us another exciting performance. So do not go anywhere. And when I come back, we're going to be going through your feedback on matters COVID-19, what we are expecting from the presidential speech. That is all that we are going to be covering. Do not go anywhere. This is Art and Culture Monday.